So we're coming close to the end of our reviews, and I decided to have one more guest. But here's the thing. By the way, this is probably my best friend in the world, Javier, Xavier, save one. What's up, fam? So, here's the thing, though. My boy knows movies. I'm gonna give him his respect, and he knows movies. However, since I've known him, he's like, oh no, horror movies are trash, dog. Like, it's
only gems.
Only gems, specifically. He only watches gems, and he says horror movies are trash. And we've talked about it many times that technically we shouldn't be friends. Like look at my fucking room. Look at your fucking room, dude. Look at my attire. We just should not be friends. Yeah. It's just how it is.
You want to talk about the scaries? Watch Dodgers Game 4.
You see what I'm saying? We're doing horror movies, dude. You're talking about Los Doyers, bro. But somehow I got you to watch a horror movie, and now we're gonna review. And
yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm kind of super interested on what you're gonna say. So you don't even know how to pick a horror movie. You're like, I don't, because all my guests, I'm telling them, all right, pick a horror movie you like, but you don't watch any of this shit. So you're like, can you narrow it down? So I give you like a list of some, but you haven't seen any of them. So I brought up this one right here, The Shining, right? And you're like, oh yeah, I saw Doctor Sleep. I'm like, no, dude, I said The Shining.
I saw a piece of Doctor Sleep. Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even see all of it.
I saw like the majority of it, which is actually pretty interesting because like I'm gonna talk about that. Like it just
okay, but either way, like yeah, it's a sequel, but it's at the same time it's way different of a movie. But either way, so I got you to watch The Shining though.
Yeah.
Okay, so to me this like all right, so how do I say this? Yeah, it's a horror movie, but I consider this, top tier horror movies because, it's the acting. So that's why I was like, all right, Javi's probably favorite movie is like Forrest Gump. What's on the same par as Forrest Gump in horror? The Shining, bro. Like
it was actually like a really well like shot movie. Like I was just like the whole time I was actually tripping on like it was a lot of like follow cam, like, and it was like extended shots. That's why I was like actually like taken in. I was like, oh, but it's like Stanley Kubrick.
Do you like his movies? Have you seen any other ones?
I've only seen like the really popular ones like Clockwork Orange, the one where Tom Cruise is like,
Oh, Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, guy.
And then I think I've seen like Space Odyssey. I remember. What else has Stanley Kubrick done? Is this the first time he ever like dabbled in this like genre? Because it's not like a true. Like I was telling my wife, and she was like, "It's a horror movie." And I was like, but it's not. It's more like a thriller, to be honest.
Do you know who wrote this movie?
No.
Stephen King.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. Of course, yeah. So, I do know that.
Do you know the controversy with this?
No.
Stephen King pretty much told Stanley Kubrick, like, nah, you're fucking this up, bro. And Stanley Kubrick was like, fuck you. like that, dude, pretty much.
Oh, dude, that's so dope.
There's this.
Because I did Wikipedia it, and it's like, oh, Stephen King's like third book. Written in like 1977. What tripped me out though was that it was such a fast turnaround. It was written in 1977, and the movie came out in 1980.
Shit, is that how old this movie is, dude?
Yeah. I'm like, let me make sure I'm on my shit though. Like,
1980, bro. You're not wrong.
So yeah, and the book was written in 1977.
That's right away.
On top of that, Doctor Sleep was. I'm just kidding. But I remember Doctor Sleep had a kind of a quick turnaround too.
Well, okay.
So what was the beef? Like,
okay, so basically, to my understanding, Kubrick is known for like, I'm gonna do whatever I want. You know, I'm the artist. I know what I want. You know, but he took, which is like, then why take somebody else's story or whatever? I don't know how that you know. But basically, he was switching shit all over the place. He was like, nah, I don't like this. I'm gonna do this. And Stephen King's like, whoa, dude, this is my masterpiece. And then Kubrick's like, you know, fuck off, dude. This is
not really a masterpiece.
It needs some work, bro. So he took it into his own hands, you know, and switched out all kinds of shit. There's a part where there's if I'm not mistaken, there's like a Volkswagen Bug that's like in an accident. That's what Stephen King drove, like in real life.
Oh, really?
Kubrick's like, watch
it was
this.
like taking shots?
Yeah, taking shots at this fool. Like, watch this shit. Like,
he was like, what car was that? He was like telling his assistant, make a note. Make a note. That's fucking hilarious.
So, yeah, that's, to my understanding, I used to study this a little more, but then I realized, like, dude, this isn't, you know, I'm not getting paid for this. Like, what am I doing? Just watch the movie and enjoy it. Like,
I've only like, I've never actually, until this movie, I never like thought of Googling Stanley Kubrick, but like I Googled him, saw what he looked like, and I'm like, yeah, Stephen King. Like, I mean, I've seen Stephen King. I've heard him talk in interviews.
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with Stephen King like that.
Yeah.
Like, I think when I was a kid, he scared me with it, and that's about it. Like, after
that's about it.
After that, like, everything I've seen from him, it's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, he to me with Stephen King, I think he has good ideas. But it's like, you know, I'm definitely not into those books, because his fucking books are like fucking yay fat, dude. Like, I'm not fucking with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he spells shit wrong, dude. Like Pet Sematary. Like, come on.
that's the guy. But he has interesting stories. So it's like, when people bring these movies out, it's like, all right, let me see what's going on. He has that what was that one? Like Gerald's Game, I think. It's on Netflix. Like, it's a newer movie.
I haven't seen
I
it. haven't even heard of it.
It's like, I think it's a Netflix original, but it's fucking pretty good, dude. Like, shit, like, he has, like I said, his, I don't know, man. The
honestly, dude, this one, because I didn't know about this beef, so now it kind of like makes me like wonder. I was like, this is one of Stephen King's like good, like the good transitions.
Dude, I don't know, man. This is
he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So after this came out, and then he was like, no, that's not what I did. There's I think it was a TV miniseries that they released of The Shining.
Oh,
that's supposed to be based on his shit. So,
I mean, I haven't read the book. Have you?
No, dude. You hear how I talk? I cannot read for shit, bro. I know you're trash. Just say it, dude. No, so there's a lot to this movie, Javi. Like, do you know that there's all kinds of conspiracy theories with this movie? Like, mad conspiracy theories. No. So, have you ever heard that people say Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing? Did you hear that?
No.
So on the carpet in The Shining, there's a certain little pattern. And then
in what room?
It's like the main hall. It's like the red and like orangey squares. I don't know. There's like a pattern throughout. It goes throughout the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
But they say that pattern is the exact shape of a certain like NASA space station. Like, it's shit like that, right? And then the sweater that the kid wears on some of the scenes, it's like a rocket ship, and it says USA, and they're saying that Stanley Kubrick is kind of there's like a whole movie of conspiracy theories.
If Stanley Kubrick directed the fucking moon landing, dude, that shit would have been like maybe like 45 minutes too long. Shit would have been just stretched out.
And Jack Nicholson had to be in there, or
no dialogue, just like follow shots and action. Like,
as long as Nicole Kidman was in there at some point, I'm okay with it, dude.
Yeah. Bunch of secret handshaking assholes.
That's a good fucking movie, dude. I'm telling you, man.
I'm gonna rewatch it.
All right, dude. Let's actually talk about the movie. How about that?
All right.
So you watched it now.
Mhm.
Do you recommend it before anything?
Absolutely.
There we
Yeah,
go.
I would watch it.
I,
It was
I
a
knew this was a
long
good pick for
watch,
you. Oh, for sure, for sure,
but
for
it
sure.
was. I would definitely watch it again. And this was my first time watching it, which actually like kind of like blows my mind. It's like everybody's talked about it. I know things from it, and like I've never watched it. Like,
Right.
I know,
There's a ton of movies
I
like
know.
that. Yeah.
Here's Johnny. Like
Yeah.
I know that shit.
Of course, dude. You can't not know that.
But it's like I've never seen it. I never even seen the scene.
Right.
So it's like it's trippy.
All right. So, okay. So, can you describe this movie without giving any spoilers? So we'll give it a little description and then we'll start spoiling that shit. That's how we roll, man.
I would say honestly, the main character Jack, he was kind of like he wasn't rap too tight from the get go. And dude's like shaking his kid, like abusing the shit out of him. And the wife was kind of like just like helping him through his problems, I guess. And he was like trying to be a writer, right?
Right.
He goes to a hotel to oversee the hotel. The hotel has some bad,
It's during the winter, right? It's just like
yeah, but it has like a bad background. But he's watching over this hotel in the winter in the off season, which actually like baffles me, dude, because a hotel in Colorado, your whole
existence,
everything that you're about is winter.
Yeah, you think they'd have it set up,
and that's the off season. Like I thought that's what people go there for.
Yeah, I definitely
Like
would like to see that.
snow
That'd be
and
dope.
shit. Like,
Right.
That's one of the things that like tripped me out. But yeah, so they go there and watch it, and then I guess that hotel has had some bad juju.
That's how they would describe it. It says it right here on the box. Hotel with bad juju.
And I guess it got, as they say, Jack got cabin fever.
Okay. So yeah, pretty much that's the movie. Like it's some dude has to oversee the hotel with his family, and he's just going crazy the whole movie. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right. So from here on out, spoilers. The movie was made in 1980. But then again, you barely saw it.
Watched it. Your hobby.
There we go. All right, let's get into this shit, dude. You touched on it a little bit earlier. It's filmed phenomenal, man. Like,
Yeah, it is.
like they put some fucking love in this shit, dude. It's just
Well, honestly, dude. Honestly, I think the hotel has a lot to do with it.
it's just pretty to look at, huh?
So that you know what? Well, before we get actually into the spoilers, I want to let you know when I watched it, I went to work, and the next day I went to work, and just in conversation, like I knew that there was somebody there. Like we had a visitor from Denver,
Okay.
and I'm like, oh, dude, I just watched this movie, and I was like, I'm just curious. I watched The Shining last night, and when you say that, for some reason, you always get like, why'd you watch The Shining? I had it like in 2 conversations, and every time I was like, I watched The Shining last night, and they were like, why the fuck were you watching The Shining? Like they were weirded out.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this guy was from Denver, so I wanted to ask him. I'm like, yo, like in Colorado, like when you have those snowstorms, 4 p.m. like during the day, it looks like night. It looks like like the Matrix, like somebody blacked out the clouds. And he was like, yeah, it gets like that. He was like, I went to a wedding at that hotel.
That's dope.
He was like, it's a real beautiful hotel. He was like, it's actually at risk of being burned down.
Oh, damn.
There's wildfires right now.
Like in that area?
Yeah.
Damn.
So
that's
it was
fucked.
like a well-known hotel for being haunted. They were like, oh, during Halloween you can't like stay there. It's like so crowded.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's
but I
fucking
was
great.
like, I didn't know that. That tripped me
To
out.
my understanding,
So that hotel had a lot to do with the shots because it was a really beautiful hotel.
Right. To my understanding, that hotel's in Colorado, but the exterior is in Oregon, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's they that move where it's like film the outside here, film the inside over there. I don't know.
That's like some Always Sunny in Philadelphia shit.
Yeah, exactly. They film right in LA, but
yeah,
all the exterior shots. Okay, so once again, you touched on it earlier. They start hinting at Jack's background, that he fucking shook his kid too hard, broke his arm while he was drunk.
One of my notes, like I wrote, child abuse. I was like, this dude's a savage.
Dude, you gotta shake your kid pretty fucking hard, dude.
And then the way she was like, she was like trying to like rationalize it, like he's changed since. No, he's a piece of shit. The guy's been a piece of shit.
For sure.
You can tell it's in the face, like the way he was like,
yeah. He's like, I'm sorry, but I had too much to drink.
And when he was being told, when he was being offered the job, he kind of looked shook when they talked about that story of the guy in the past that had cabin fever and did the same thing, with the twins and whatnot.
Right.
He had that look of just like he was like kind of like shooken up by it. So I was like kind of surprised. Like, first of all, not that he took the job, because that's the whole point of the movie, but like that. That he took it as bad, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was gonna be very poltergeistish, because like I'd never seen it, so I thought it was gonna be like something takes over him. I didn't know it was just like he's
just going crazy. Yeah,
he's been going crazy.
You know what? Yeah, I mean that makes sense, because it's like, if you haven't seen it, it from the shit people talk about, that would be the vibe, like it came out in the era of movies like Poltergeist and shit like that, so it's like that's what they're gonna bank on, But it's just some dude fucking carrying that axe around like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, it's crazy that, like, it always trips me out when they have little kids like be a main part of the fucking movie, because it's like, how did you get this kid to do all this shit? Like, the kid's not a great actor, but the way they went around him.
He was changing his voice and stuff.
What does he say? Danny's not here, Mrs. Torrance. Like, fuck that, dude. I don't fuck with kids like that, dude. Like, you don't.
I think Taylor was telling me that, my wife was telling me that the actress, Jack's wife,
Shelley Duvall.
So she was like a well-known actress back then.
She was olive oil in the Popeye movie.
Dude, because she looks like a rock star, like in that movie. Like, I was like, oh, she looks like a rock star.
Yeah.
And then in the main scene where, like, the knife scene and everything, like the bat scene.
Yeah.
Before that, I was like, oh, she looks like Marilyn Manson.
What? You're not wrong, but.
Dude, it's like, not that she looks like Marilyn Manson. I'm sorry. It's not that. It's not that she looks like Marilyn Manson. It's like that Marilyn Manson tries to look like her.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. That's so ridiculous. Yeah, dude, because total 90s, early 2000 Marilyn Manson, that's what he was. Yeah. Some skinny. That's what he was. He was some skinny white girl, dude. Like.
Yeah. And him and fucking Jack Nicholson got together and they made a Scottish baby.
Stupid.
I'm only saying that because of freaking what's his name in Dr. Sleep, because the kid grows up to be
Ewan McGregor. Oh, stupid! I'll take the high ground. You ever seen Star Wars?
Yeah, I have.
So okay, you have a kid kind of close to his age, not even close. Huh?
No.
Well, if your kids start writing murder,
Red Rum? Yeah.
Red Rum and shit like that, how would you feel about that, Javi? Would you? How would you manage that?
I'd freak out. I mean, I don't know how I would manage.
What would you do? Like, you would have to do something.
My kid to a dock. I don't know. Just be like,
when I heard the first D from, like, you saying duck, I thought you were gonna say dumpster. I was like, hey, Javi, like, you can't.
No. I was having that conversation with Taylor, because you know how, like, I don't believe in shit like this. Like, we've had these conversations on our podcast before. Like haunted spirits.
Right.
because I was like, oh, I was like they, I was like they, I was like that hotel. I was like, I talked to somebody at work, and they were like, that hotel was like haunted before, and I was like, whoa. I was like, that hotel was rumored to be haunted before.
Yeah.
Because it's like, to me, it's like, oh, it's
Yeah,
not real.
yeah, you could.
So I'm like, it was rumored to be haunted before, so that's probably why Stanley Kubrick picked that as its location. Or Stephen King. I don't know
Whoever
what came first, the chicken or the egg.
Sorry, dude. I'm having had a bad chicken wing earlier.
My bad. You know what else I wanted to mention was that in the hotel when Jack went to go like fucking hallucinate, like go into like imagine getting a drink.
Yeah.
He went into that like room, that bar, the gold room.
Right.
And it just tripped me out because it brought me back to like me and Art used to always go to a bar called the Gold Room.
Mm-hmm.
But
I went with you guys a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't look like that though.
Not even close.
Just the fact that it was called the Gold Room, I'm like, oh shit, the Gold Room special. Like $4 for a beer and a shot. Like hell yeah, let's do it.
Dude, there's some weird shit in this movie though. Okay, so like you were saying, he was hallucinating. He's going to the bar, and he's seeing a fucking bartender, and you know, obviously it's just some spirit that's just a spirit, or he's imagining, or whatever it is, you know.
But it was a spirit that he knew.
Well, that dude knew him. He
knew him. He was calling him by a name.
I don't remember, but I just know like
that's what to me kind of all connected at the end.
Right.
He knew him. He was calling him by a name, like he knew
so
him.
It's like
he didn't have a name tag. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. And then the dude in the restroom, did he know him too? The restroom attendant guy.
Yeah. Because to me, I mean, I don't know if I'm skipping too far ahead here, but at the end of the movie,
mm-hmm.
they zoom into that
to a photo, yeah,
and it's him.
And it's like from the 1940s, some old ass picture,
like 1922 or something,
right?
Like that. So it was like, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like that's why he knew that guy.
So what do you get from that ending? That he's just reliving that he's,
but it's like a tortured soul. You're in purgatory. You have to relive this, you know.
Yeah, because this is one of those movies that like people see it in different ways. You know what I mean? I'm just one of those dudes that's like, fuck, man.
But you know what? Now it makes me think like, oh, now I want to rewatch it to kind of
right.
like how I could gather my thoughts around it. Like I've done that for a couple movies, and this is one of them that I would actually consider doing it. Like, you know, just so I could kind of form a different opinion about it or see things that I didn't see. And I'm not even trying to talk like I know shit about movies. I know the movies I like. That's what I care
right.
about.
And
so like this is one that I would actually consider watching again and doing that.
Okay, but there's some other weird shit. I want to know like what you think about it. Okay, so there's a scene where he sees some beautiful woman in the bathtub.
Oh, dude, Jack was ready to risk it all for a
yeah,
try.
He's just like
he's like got a kid and everything.
He's like
that girl. Was like, she strangled my son. She strangled our kid, and then he goes in there. He was like, first try. He was like, yeah.
He's like, all right, yeah. Wendy's in the other room, but this lady could get it right here.
236.
So yeah, this lady's butt ass naked in the tub or whatever, and then he starts making out with her, right?
Yeah.
And then she just turns into some grotesque, mangled zombie woman. Like she looks kind of like this, right? Like she just looks all.
Yeah. Dude, you know what? Actually, like I kind of knew some of these scenes as well because I watched this movie on HBO called Ready Player One.
Okay, that's a Spielberg movie, no?
Yeah, and it had a scene from The Shining, and it was like they reenacted it, and it was that scene.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. It was like in a video game. They were like trying to figure out a clue.
What the fuck? Okay, I guess I got to see that movie. That sounds weird.
Oh yeah, dude, watch it, because they reenacted that scene pretty clean. So I was like, I kind of knew what was gonna happen.
Okay, But did they reenact the scene where there's some dude getting a BJ from a giant dog? Did they remake that scene? What do you get from that, Avi? That's some Kubrick shit. Like I don't know if Stephen King wrote that part. I don't know who wrote that part, but it's like, what did I see?
That's when Stephen King was like, "What the fuck is this?"
No, but I don't know.
Yeah. So when I talked to Art yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I watched The Shining," and he was like, "Oh, you watched it?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "That's my first time watching it." He was like, "Word?" He's like, "What'd you think about the pig?"
That's what it was.
And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Oh, the pig." He was like, "Yeah."
That's all he cared about. Like, it's a freaking cinematic masterpiece. Hey, what'd you think about that?
What'd you think about that pig?
It's super weird, dude. For those of you that don't know what the fuck we're talking about, it's Jack, right? He's walking by the room, or is it Danny?
It's Danny. Oh no, wait. Yeah, it's not Danny. It's the wife.
Wendy.
Yeah,
okay.
like,
Either way, somebody walks
she's
by.
the one that sees it.
Yeah, they walk by a room, and there's a dude. Like it's like a kind of side view. Like the camera's like over here, looking at him like that, and it's some dude, just in a suit, just sitting on the edge of a bed, sitting very comfortably, probably the most comfortable you could get as a male. And then this weird pig thing, like guy in a suit, like a furry, going down on this dude. Like, it's like, what is this?
You can't really see it, but you kind of know, you know.
He's on his knees in his junk, dude. Like, there's no, but they both turn and look. Like I said, I don't know who you're saying it's Wendy, but they both kind of look like, hey,
yeah, it was like that.
Hey, can you shut the door, bro? We're busy. Like,
do you mind?
It's there's some weird stuff in this movie, man, but it's just like everything put together, just kind of, I don't know, dude. It's fucking rad, man.
Do you get like did you get like some sort of like eerie feeling the first time you watched it, or like, did you feel like a horror movie?
For sure, dude, because it's that well, like you mentioned earlier, it's a slow burn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as you're just in it for the ride, you're not like, all right, I'm gonna be doing this and this. If you're watching, dude, right in the beginning, the movie kind of starts off and it's like a plain view of like mountains and it's like the road, the road all the way to the hotel. You know.
You know what I was thinking about when that happened?
What?
When that shot was happening, I was like, man, they must have worked so fucking hard on that scene. Nowadays, you could have done that shit with a drone.
Just a drone, huh? Yeah, but these guys are like, all right, $4 million just to get a plane over here to get the camera.
And then the plane fucks up. Oh my god!
Stephen King at the bottom, like, nope, I wouldn't have used that kind of plane. And then
it's because they used the wrong plane.
Kubrick from the plane, like, just flipping him off. This my movie. I don't know how he sounded like, but either way, like, okay, so that shot alone has the little soundtrack, that little ongoing piece of music,
ominous tones.
Yeah. Right away, dude. That's like, this is gonna be spicy. This is a spicy ass movie, bro.
Ooh, spicy.
No, but okay. So then it's a big ass hotel, and it's empty the whole time, dude. That kind of shit scares me because that's the kind of shit that would scare me in real life. Seeing a big ass hotel, even with a bunch of people, that's scary to me too. Just because it's just like a big open area. Something about shit like that scares me, dude. Like big ass open halls, and I don't know why, dude, but just, I don't know, dude. That kind of shit scares me. So the fact that the thought of him and his family in there alone, it's I don't know. That alone gave me that this is kind of creepy, you know. And then it's just that slow burn. You're Jack Nicholson, one of the greatest actors of all time. I think we could both agree on that, dude.
Yeah.
You never stop talking about The Departed. Like, that's like, I don't know how many times you've referenced that. So
he ripped it on it. That's why.
But so okay, him the entire movie, just that build up of him going crazy, and it's so subtle. It's, you know, he has 2 hours to go crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
I think the thing that trips me out about it is at no point I was like, scared of him. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was like putting
if
myself in that movie,
yeah,
like even when he was flipping out, it was kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like it wasn't that bad.
I
You know what I'm
guess
saying?
I guess
It was
he's
like creepy and eerie, but
Yeah.
like it wasn't.
but it wasn't him to you.
It just didn't go over the top because the entire time, even when he was trying to like go crazy on his family, he was having like these moments of like trying to like lure them in, and it wasn't like a scary movie. It wasn't like a loud fucking noise and a stab. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Okay, like to me, he was creepy because I guess I put myself in the position of Danny. You know what I mean? Like I kind of watched the movie kind of through his eyes, thinking like, all right, when you're a little kid, I don't know about you, but like when I was a little kid, like I'd be real scared of adults, especially if if they were a little too aggressive and a little like too loud and shit like that. Like they'd creep me out.
Yeah.
Like so.
Yeah, too many people drinking.
Yeah, that I didn't want to get too much into that, but yeah, you deal with a lot of like drunk deals and shit like that, and it's like, dude, this.
Stay away from that
dude. But you kind of get what I'm saying. Like I guess I kind of saw it through his eyes. So Jack broke his arm when he was drunk. You know what I mean? So
honestly, like some of the parts of that movie, like they didn't really touch on like how, like not only that, but like a lot of the other things about like the kid, the shine that they've talked about. Like they talked about it. It's like I don't think they spent too much time on it.
Well, we haven't even talked about it. We've just been talking about Jack. I just realized that. So,
Yeah.
so the little boy Danny, he has a gift where he could communicate with other people that have this gift, and so what is he like another one of the is he like the chef or the housekeeper of the?
Yeah, he's like.
First of all, why didn't he take care of the fucking hotel? Why is Jack there? I just realized that. This guy had it under control, bro.
I don't know. He had to go to Miami. He went to Miami. But
oh, he went on vacation. For whatever reason, I was
out.
thinking that he was. But okay, but this guy has this gift as well. So Danny's able to communicate with this guy, right? So that's where like Dr. Sleep comes in. So where they start finding a lot of these people that have this telekinesis. That movie gets a little more like into.
I think that's probably why. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably why Stephen King had such a problem with this.
Because it was more because Kubrick took it one route when it should have been.
He went a route that was probably like this guy was driving himself crazy, maybe the cabin fever and everything else that was going on. It wasn't necessarily this other like paranormal like experience. I don't know, but I haven't read the book either, so I'm just speculating.
I mean, we both of us like barely watched the movie. You could tell by what we're saying. It doesn't matter. Like we're definitely not experts, so we could just speculate whatever we want. It don't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but I get what you're saying though, dude. Fucking, yeah, he could just been like, I want this to be more ghostly and spiritual, and Kubrick's like, nah, this was crazy. That's.
No,
It's a by doing that, it's a little more, I guess, grounded, down to earth, and you're kind of seeing it through Jack's head, what he's fucking going through and shit like that.
Well, now that you think about it, it's like that was filmed during the 80s. This guy like hit his kid, and it was like they like the way they talked about it, like she was trying to like rationalize with that lady when she was talking about like him hitting or dislocating the kid's arm. And it was kind of like shameful, which was like, when I think about like the 80s, like I thought it was like commonplace for like parents to hit their kids.
Right.
Which I think it was, to be honest.
I used to get hit. Did you get hit?
Bro.
I'm not about to put my pops on blast like that.
I ain't no snitch, bro.
I'm cool, dude. Fuck my dad. Put his ass in jail.
But
No,
yeah,
so
that's kind of what like I took from that. Like I was just like, oh, that's kind of like interesting that they kind of touched on these topics that, you know.
yeah. So well, let's kind of leave it there, Javi. We didn't really get to the main spoiler of the movie, the ender, you know, but we kind of did actually. He like you said, he kind of, you feel that he's just kind of going through it over and over. On I just remembered I had these right here. These are the fucking twins that supposedly were murdered in the house before.
Yeah, some of those shots were pretty freaking crazy. Honestly, that shot where the bunch of water just comes through the elevator, like they
blood.
showed it multiple times. Yeah, bunch of blood water, whatever, comes through the elevator.
Blood, bro. Blood, water. Who the fuck mixes blood and water?
That shit was water, bro. Anyways,
it looked like Kool-Aid. I'll give you that.
anyways, when that shit comes through, like that shot was like really dope. Like I wonder how many they showed it multiple times in the movie.
Yeah.
But the way they filmed it was like badass. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
so
just
elevator
that
doors
effect.
open, and
Not
blood.
even. Not even. It starts coming over the top.
Well, but they open up eventually, no?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think
So the thing is, the elevator comes down, the blood water starts coming out, and it's a nice and slow motion kind of a little bit, no? Like a little
Yeah.
beautiful shot, dude. There's a lot of fucking crazy ass shots, dude. And it's just like they took their time.
What'd you
And,
think about at the end though? Like I know we might edit this out or whatever, but what'd you think about the end? How, like, what happened to the main character?
Okay, well, I mean, we'll get into it. We've pretty much talked the whole movie. So Jack's trying to fucking chop up his family with an axe, right? He chases. They get out. I think out of a restroom window or somewhere. But it's the whole place is frozen. You know, it's like thick ass
snowstorm. Yeah.
thick ass snowstorm. Yeah. So they're running through. They start running through a hedge maze. It's just like, that's like the worst place you could be, dude. Like, let me try to get through this maze while it's freezing. So it gets to a point where Jack, I guess, he just freezes to death, right? Like, he's just done, and he's just laid out frozen right there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. How'd you feel about, like, would you have ended the movie that way?
Well, I would have to check with Stephen King to see what he thought, but but honestly, I thought it worked. You know, it's I mean, I don't know if it's a happy ending. You know what I mean? Because it's still like.
But I mean, is it the horror movie ending that you would like?
Well, dude, I've seen some bad horror movie endings. Like, probably 90% of the horror movies I've seen have bad endings. So with this one, why do
you still watch them?
Because they're great, dude. Just because the ones that are great, dude, are really great to me. You know what I mean? Javi, have you seen The Thing, Javi? Have you ever seen The Thing? Kurt Russell? That's a gem, bro. I'm like, obviously, like we talked about it. I know you don't like horror movies. You know what I mean? But I told you to watch this one, and did I lead you astray? Like, we both like Hereditary. Did I lead you astray? You know? Hereditary, right? Spoilers. but the Thing, also a fucking masterpiece in my eyes. You know what I mean? So I don't know where I was going with that, but that's but that has like a really dope ending too. You know, it's just, there's some really good movies that just don't know how to end. So, but I'm. It's just.
That's a fucking great way of putting it, dude.
It's true. It's true though, dude. It's that they're, you know, you could be having a blast the whole movie, but at the end it's like, okay, I don't necessarily feel like that about this movie. You know, that's what you're asking, right? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If it fucking, you know, if it ended the way you would have, did you walk away your first time watching it like
I would have done it this way or like that, something like that?
We're like, you know, that ending sucked.
I don't know. Well, I know you don't know too much history about this, but when this movie came out, it was universally, am I saying the right word? It was hated. It was people didn't like this movie, dude. and now it's considered like I said, top tier.
Cult classic.
It's
not even a cult classic. It's like, everybody talk, but at the same time, like I told you, everybody did kind of like
the way. Like, why'd you watch that?
And it's like it's Halloween season too. It's like, I watched it. I was watching The Shining last night. Okay.
But keep in mind, dude, you're hanging out with business people and shit like that. Is this the people you're talking to?
Yeah, but in reality, though, it's like if Jack would have succeeded in doing what he wanted to do, yeah, I wouldn't want to watch this movie either. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I mean I would have probably went with that ending. Like, now that you mention it,
it's like a horrible documentary, dude. I don't want to watch stuff like that. I don't want to watch stuff.
No, there's some pretty gory movies out there, dude. But I mentioned it before, like on these reviews, that how could I say it? A horror movie's it's supposed to just give you a feeling, dude. Whether it's good or bad, it's just supposed to give you a feeling. Like it could be brutal, and it's like, fuck, that was fucked up. But then you're thinking about it like, well, that kind of shit happens in life, that kind of stuff. Because if it's just like a happy ending, like, Jack comes to his senses and everything's okay, Danny's arm is perfect, like, it's like, okay, but I don't know, that didn't flow with the movie, Sometimes it's gonna go bad, but doesn't make it a bad movie or they're fucked up for going that route. It's a story, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but this one doesn't have that like off the wall where you can laugh at. Like, you know what I'm saying? This one is like,
yeah, it's kind of like, okay, like so
maybe the pig scene. That's about it.
that's the funniest part. I don't know, man. Like for how many times I've seen this movie, I really don't know. I know how I feel about it. I love this movie, but at the same time, I don't know fully how to explain the movie too much. Like, yeah, we said the base of the movie. Like, he's a dude kind of going crazy and has to take care of a hotel, but it feels like there's a lot more to break up to this movie. Kubrick was known for just kind of splicing in little hidden things. That's why people are so dead set that with all these conspiracy theories. I'm telling you, dude, there's a whole movie dedicated to this movie that's saying that this movie means this, and like I said, he did the fucking moon landing and all this shit.
That's sick.
That's a big one, dude. I'm surprised you haven't heard that part.
No.
There was a cut scene in the moon landing footage of a dude in a spaceship that was like banging, saying like, "Here's Johnny." It was crazy, Javi. Like, but they had to cut that.
For real?
No.
You're like all different types of stupid, dude. Fuck you, man.
I'm tired, dude. It's been a long day, man.
No. I'm like trying to do the math on the years too while you're laughing.
You're like, wait. No. Well, thanks for joining me, Javi. I don't know how much we explained. Honestly, the reason I've been doing all these reviews is because, number one, I love like the whole Halloween vibe. I love horror movies, and then the like a big thing why I do this channel is hang out with my friends. So that's why I wanted to have guests and stuff like that, and it actually means a lot that you fucking actually watch the movie. Like, I mean, I know if I would have told you like, oh, let's review Wolf of Wall Street, you'd be like, I'm on it. Let's do this shit.
What did I tell you? I was like, oh, Castaway. I've never seen that one.
Yeah. You did say that you want to watch Castaway.
That's just scary as fuck.
But yeah, because I was definitely waiting like for you to watch some horror movie and then just trash the movie the whole time. But I'm glad we picked this one. It's I don't know. It's cool to see you like a horror movie. Just like when you first saw Hereditary, you're like, oh, I fucking love that movie. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Like,
yeah, you should have had me reviewing that one with you, man.
I wasn't thinking, dude. That was my very first movie I heard. So
that one's hard.
Maybe we could get in depth and do that one some other time, because it's like at this point we're at 29 reviews. I don't think I've educated anybody on any of them. Like, I'll be real with it. there's a lot of nonsense. There's a lot of goofing around, but at the end of it, I had fun. It's been a good, huh? So, thanks for joining me, Javi, and
No, thanks, man.
and I'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, bro.